to learn some real life English with comprehensible input. Today, I'm going to teach you something very important for when you travel, for when you take an Uber or a taxi, or if you live in a place like I do, where you have to have a car to get to work. So buckle up your seatbelts and let's learn some English. All right, guys. So today I'm going to teach you English with comprehensible input. What is comprehensible input? Comprehensible input is when a native speaker, like me, speaks in a nice, slow, clear way that you can understand and improve your English. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that most of us see every day. Cars, vehicles. So I'm going to show you my vehicle and show you all of the important vocabulary that you will need to speak about cars in English. Let's start on the inside. Come on, camera wife, get in. All right, guys. First, this is a window. And right now I'm going to roll up the window. This is rolling up. This is rolling down. So, camera wife, why do we say roll up and roll down? Why do we use the verb to roll? To roll is like this. Balls roll, wheels roll. But why would I say roll up the window? That makes no sense, right? Well, now it makes no sense because we have electricity for everything. But a long time ago, you used to have to roll up your windows with something like this. You would roll this thing and your window would go up. You would roll it up and you would roll this thing and your window would go down. Nowadays, we have electricity, but we still say, hey, roll down your window. Something interesting to know. That's a window. All right, guys. Another very important piece of vocabulary when you're talking about cars. This. What is this called, beautiful camera wife?
Wheel.
The steering wheel. Steering wheel. She knew that. She just didn't say it. This is the steering wheel, guys. And why do we call it the steering wheel? Because you use it to steer. To steer is a wonderful verb that is very useful in a lot of situations. To steer means to control something, control which direction it goes in, okay? So I'm steering the car. I can steer the car left. I can steer the car right. To steer. And this is the steering wheel, and you use it to steer and decide which direction you're going in. Now, there's something else that's very important on the steering wheel, and it's extra important in countries like Colombia. The horn. This is the horn. And the horn gets people's attention. You can use it when you're mad. Get out of my way. Okay, the horn is very important because it's like how your car talks. And I said that about Colombia because in Colombia, the taxi drivers and everybody, they just honk. Boop, 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 boop. For no reason. I'm sitting in the seat next to him and he's like, beep, beep, beep. I'm like, why? Whatever. That is the steering wheel. Here we have something else very important. This is the ignition. All right, guys, like I said, now we have so many new things in cars like electricity, electric things. But a long time ago in ancient history, you used to have to start your cars with a key. These are keys, okay? Now cars just have something like this, most cars. And you use this to start. In order to start my car, I have to put my foot down here on the brake. Don't worry, we'll talk about that in a minute. I put my foot on the brake. I take the key fob, they call it a key fob. I push it on the ignition and my car starts. It starts. So when you want to turn on your car, we say to start your car. All right. Let me go start my car. Hold on. I need to start my car. You start your car to turn it on, and to turn it off, what do you say, wife? It was a trick. You just say, turn it off. Guys, her face was like, I don't know.
There's not another word.
Oh, my poor baby. My poor wife. Guys, I mess with my wife so much, but she's the best. She helps me so much. All right, guys, we've got the ignition. We've got the steering wheel. We've got the what? The what? The horn. We've got the horn. Got the window that we could roll down or roll up. Now let's look over here. Over here, baby. See this part here. This tells you a lot of things on these newer cars. It tells you how fast you're going. It tells you how much gas you have. I need to get gas soon. E stands for empty, which means you don't have any more gas. F stands for full. Here it tells you whether your car is cold or if it's overheating. C means cold, H means hot, and a lot of other things. This tells you how many miles your car has driven. Mine has almost 100,000 miles. Now, I know most of you guys, a car in your country will say kilometers, but here in the United States, for some reason, we use miles. Here is the thermometer, and it tells you the weather outside. It's 75 degrees, so it's pretty beautiful. All right, baby, let's look over here. Over here, we have the radio. Here is the volume knob, and we can turn the volume up. Let's see. We can turn the volume up or turn the volume down. Okay. Here we can control other things in the car, like the air conditioning, if we want it to be cold. So let's turn on the air and make it cool in here. AC stands for air conditioning. Turn the temperature down. Turn the temperature down. Nice cold air. That feels good. All right, guys. Some other things that are very important inside of a car. Up here, this is a mirror, guys. Oh, can you see my beautiful wife in the mirror? Oh, look at my beautiful little wife. Oh, she doesn't want me to do that. Okay, make it to where you can see me. Can you see me? This thing that you are seeing my face in is called the rear view mirror. Now, rear means behind you. View means to see. So this mirror right here, the rear view mirror, allows you to see behind you. Let me adjust it like this. And now you could see behind the vehicle. So this helps you to see if there's somebody behind you honking their horn. It helps you to see if there's somebody behind you, and helps you to drive and to steer in traffic. That's the rear view mirror. This has another mirror, but that's not what this is. This is a sun visor. And the sun visor protects you from the sun. If it's super bright out, I can't see, it's super sunny. You put this down and it protects you from the sun. That's a sun visor. Here we have a couple of lights and a nice little place to put your sunglasses. All right, guys, over here. This is called a glove compartment. Why is it called a glove compartment?
Because you put gloves.
Because you put gloves, guys. You put gloves in there. This is a glove. You put gloves on your hands. My wife is so smart, guys. My wife knew that a glove compartment is for gloves. That's a smart woman. But you can also put headbands in there. So I guess it could be called a headband compartment too. I don't know. Something very common also to put in a glove compartment, tissues. All right. What else is over here? This is called a thingy-majig. A thingy-majig.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
That's not true, guys. Thingy-majig is something that kids say here when they don't know what something's called. If my son wanted this thing, but he didn't know what it was, he would say, "Dad, what's that, thingy-majig?" All right. This is called a shifter, guys. A shifter. And it helps you shift between the different gears.
Can you do it?
Well, yeah. So let me show these letters somewhere. Can you see the letters? It helps you shift between the different gears. Right now it's in park. Park means that we're sitting still, we're not moving. R stands for reverse, N stands for neutral, and D stands for drive. So if we put it in reverse, we can go in reverse. Just kidding, guys. And if I put it in D for drive, we can go forward. Guys, my wife's laughing at me right now.
Nobody knows all of the things that I have to do for you.
Oh, my wife. Poor baby. All right, guys. Let's see. So let's talk about the seats, guys. Because this is something important. If you're talking about a car, somebody might tell you to get into that seat, and you need to know which seat they're talking about, okay? So this side of the car, where the driver sits, they call this the driver's side, okay? Because the person who's driving sits over here. So that makes this the driver's seat. Over here on this side, they call the passenger side. So this is the passenger seat, okay? So if Uber driver tells you, hey, go get in the passenger seat, don't come over here and sit in the driver's seat. He's going to be like, what? I said passenger seat. So if he says passenger seat, you go hop over there. And this is the back seat. If he tells you to get in the back seat, that's back there. That's the back seat. Okay. Last thing before I get out of the driver's seat, look down here. And guys, there's some dirty stuff down there. I'm sorry. I use my car to work, so it gets dirty. Over here, it's called the gas pedal. You push the gas pedal to accelerate, to move, and this is called the brake. You use the brake to stop, brake. All right. And these, what are these down here?
Coffee.
Coffee nada. It's not always coffee you're drinking. Look at me. I always drink coffee, so in my car, those might as well be the coffee holders. But really, they're called cup holders because you can put your cup of whatever you're drinking. My wife thinks I only drink coffee, I guess. All right, guys, let's get outside and check out the outside of the car. All right, guys, so this is my vehicle. My vehicle is a Jeep. I love it. It's black. I really think it's a nice car. Usually I keep it kind of dirty, but sometimes my wife cleans it for me, so I'm really happy about that. These lights are called your headlights, and this is called the what, wife? The hood. Now let me show you. Open the hood. But we say something else when we want you to open the hood. We say pop. Pop the hood. It means to open up this part right here. And underneath the hood, we have your engine, your battery, several other things that you do not need to know about unless you're a mechanic. All right, guys, let's talk about wheels. There's a lot of different kinds of wheels in the world, right? There's wheels like this, wheels like that, and wheels like this. So let's talk about the wheels and the different parts of the wheels on a car, because if you drive a car and you need to explain to somebody that something happened to your wheel, you'll need to know these things. So this rubber part is called the tire. The metal part is called the rim, okay? So if something happens, a nail sticks in your tire, you need to be able to tell people, oh, my tire is flat, which means there's no more air in it because I got a nail in it, okay? You've got your tire, you've got your rim, and here, this is the air valve, and it's where you put your air in there. Air valve, tire, rim. This is the gas door, I guess, but over here is where you put your gas into your car. And a lot of the older cars, they have one where you have to turn it off, you have to unscrew it, and that part is called a gas cap, but a lot of the new ones do not have that. This is called the door handle, how you open the door. And guys, so this Jeep, it's not like a little car, okay? But I want to tell you something that's very important for most cars that you'll be around. A part of the car which is called the trunk, okay? This is a trunk on most cars. On my Jeep, I've got what is called a hatch. You open up the hatch and you could put things inside, okay? What do I have inside of mine? I have my backpack because you put it on your back, and I have my son's scooter. This thing's pretty cool, guys. I'm not going to do it right now, even though I want to. And all right. So something else that is almost always inside of the trunk of cars. Can you show what that is, baby? Can you see? That is called the spare tire. And spare is just another word that we use for extra. So if you do run over a nail, you get a nail in one of your tires and you have to change it, you've got your extra tire right there in the back, in your trunk, or in the hatch like I've got here. And this is called a license plate. I've had this car for a couple years, guys, and I've done a lot of cool things in it. Let me show you something. One last thing that's super cool about my car. You can take this back seat here, this back seat, push this button, and you've got a lot of extra room back here. And you could sit back here, you could sleep back here. And guys, it's kind of cute. Me and my wife, we actually had some dates back here before. One time we ate sushi back here and we watched movies on my phone because we were traveling and we didn't have a room to be in. So We've had dates in my car, and those were some good times, right, wife? All right, guys. I showed you my car. I showed you some important vocabulary. I want to thank all of you guys, all the new members of the channel, all the new subscribers. It makes me very happy when you guys say, hey, I'm from this country. And it's just so cool because some of you guys are from countries that I've never even heard of. And the more subscribers I get, the bigger my world becomes. And it's just an incredible feeling. I am very happy to be a small part of your guys' English learning journey. And I thank you guys for being a big part of my channel. Thank you so much. Like always,